In time, most felt that instead of being found, that great barrel ought to have been towed out to sea and sunk in 50 fathoms of water. Would that it had.
The squire ever was a strange old bird, but tell me, what is this I hear from Molly about you leaving this wondrous house?
Oh, it's my wife's fancy. As she says, not to like it.
But why?
Oh, Prudence is a very superstitious woman.
Is that so?
Frightfully so. She says she feels desolate when all alone here at night, with only the children.
Oh, she does she? Well, I can understand why.
You can? Have you any reason for that understanding?
Well, as a matter of fact, Brand, last night I had the strangest dream.
A dream?
Aye, only to realise that it was no true dream at all. More like a vision.
A vision? Of what? What did you see?
It was passing strange, I must admit. I saw an old woman sitting in that chair over there. She had a pile of gold in her lap, and she was counting coins and moaning something pitiful.
You don't say.
Aye, and then the others came.
The others?
Yes, ragged children and poor workers, hungry beggars without shoes on their feet. They asked her for a coin to feed their families.
And did she give them anything?
Not a shilling.
She never does.
After listening quietly at the door to their conversation, Brand's wife Prudence now entered the room.
Oh, Prudence, my dear, you caught us quite off guard.
I am sorry. I did not mean to surprise you.
Good morning, Prudence.
And you too, Grahame?
My dear friend here has just been telling me how you are so afraid of the house that you must move away. How superstitious you are.
How superstitious I am?
Well...
Those are his very words.
I did not mean superstitious in a critical way, my dear. More like synonymous with cautious.
I see. Because I have seen the ghost.
You have?
Of course. On more than one occasion.
And you, Brand? Have you also seen her?
Me? Well, no. You see...
Brand has not seen her because as soon as he hears her, he finds some reason to run off. Some errand in another part of the house that simply cannot be delayed another instant.
Oh, my dear. You know it is nothing like that.
To tell the truth, when it comes to staying in this house, my brave husband can stand it no longer.
Oh, now really?
He is more nervous than I would ever have believed possible.
Now, please do not exaggerate, my dear. I'm only a bit, careful.
He says he's heard footsteps and voices, and that when he walks through the hall or up the staircase, someone always seems to be following him.
No sensible man takes unnecessary risks, especially not a man with a family to consider. But let me tell you, Prudence has seen Aunt Lydia often, so often she has no fear of the ghosts.
Is that the truth?
It is. In fact, I feel rather sorry for her. Some nights I share the fireside with her, doing my needlework beside the old woman, keeping her company.
Astounding.
And do not for one moment think that I approve.
And do you feel that you know her?
If stories are to be believed, she is a spirit of my great Aunt Lydia Tynan, passed on these many years ago. A miser. Murdered.
In this very house.
By someone searching for the gold she had hidden here. So now you understand why we must leave this house, and why no one will rent it when we are gone.
And yet Prudence sits with her.
Yes. I am sure that Aunt Lydia wants something, wants us to do something. Though for the life of me I cannot imagine what. At least not yet.
But perhaps, if you found out, she might pass on peacefully, leave the house, and your family could return.
Would certainly lighten the financial blow.
And perhaps save that poor creature.
But how?
We might try to talk with her.
Oh, surely you will not attempt anything rash.
Why, man, a fellow may as well be picked off by a ghost as a bullet. What is there to be afraid of?
Easy to say now in the company of others, and in the broad light of day. But quite another by far to say that alone at night, and facing heaven knows what.
If it is known to heaven, I will not be afraid. And I shall not be alone. Prudence will accompany me, will you not?
Of course I will. The poor dear.
I do not think that is a good idea.
Why not? Do you not think I am made of stuff likely to remain in a haunted house and solve the mystery?
I have fought beside you in battle, my friend, and do not question your bravery. Though, with the words you're saying today, perhaps I do have a private concern about your sanity.
A concern I might share, I must admit. But I do think in the end all will be well. How should we proceed, Prudence?
I do not know. Though Aunt Lydia at times passes the evening with me, she does not speak.
And besides, what experience do you have with matters of the supernatural?
Now that raises a good question. A fine question, in fact. What experience does Grahame have with the supernatural? A blistery November wind blows over the rocky coast of Cornwall. Cloudy skies and dangerous surf surround the squire's lonely house, now abandoned by all except its mysterious owner. Nobody else stopped by the place, and who could blame them? Oh, the house still had its attractions, of course. Some say gold lay hidden away in the cellars, but none ever ventured to find it. The very children avoided playing there, and when the men were ploughing the field behind, nothing would make them stay in it once the day began to change. When the night was coming on, and the tide crept in on the sand, more than one had seen mighty queer things on the shore. Finally, the villagers brought the local priest to investigate.
I do not understand what the villagers are all so upset about.
Wait until you see what I am telling you, Father. Then you'll understand. He walks along the sand dunes, alone and silent.
Many have tried to talk to him, but he only shakes his head. He is a ghost, I tell you, a spirit.
We shall see about that presently.
Nobody can make out where he comes from or what he wants.
Now surely he is the ghost of some poor wretch lost on that shipwreck, whose body is today tossing about the head, longing for a snug corner in holy ground.
Well, if that be the case, I will go and comfort him.
As they walked to the top of the bluff, they saw a mysterious sight. A remarkable-looking man, tall and weathered, with matted hair and bony face, resembling the drowned crew now buried in the chapel graveyard, with rings in his ears and a strange kind of hat. Father Ryan approached and tried to make him respond.
Heaven be with you, my son.
But the spectre made no reply. In fact, he seemed a bit affronted by the greeting.
Is it a Christian burial you'll be wanting?
But the stranger only shook his head. No.
Is it word sent to those left behind that you'd like? To your wife and children now, orphaned and widowed?
Again, the stranger only shook his head.
Or has some sin you committed doomed you to walk these cliffs?
Perhaps he does not understand English, Father. Try him with Latin. That's the language of the afterlife, is it not?
No sooner said than done. The priest bowed his head and began praying in Latin. But the stranger simply shook his head and slowly walked away.
That set him off all right.
He's an evil spirit, I fear. But I will exorcise him. He will go.
But such was not the case. A short while later, the villagers noticed the stranger again walking along the shore. This time, however, he appeared approachable, even friendly.
Good evening, stranger. I hope you've had good travels this day.
Good enough, I reckon. These waters seem calm today, but that is not always the case, is it?
Not likely. You say the current's set. That is what makes it dangerous for them what doesn't know the coast, but bathe here at any time or walk when the tide is flowing.
Now look here, see how the sea is creeping in now, like a racehorse at the finish. It leaves that tongue of sandbars to the last, and then, before you can look around, it has you up to the middle.
But where you might be coming from, if you do not mind my asking? And where might you be going?
I come from a place where folks mind their own business, and none dare intrude on the affairs of others.
Main no disrespect, sir, but strangers rarely come among us.
Fact is, these are right deserted hills round here, away from the village. Naught around but the old squire's house.
The squire, eh? And what sort of man would you say he was?
I am not one to gossip, but folk around here call him a terrible man. Some say it is more on account of Squire Ennismore that the treacherous seas of that bay has such a bad reputation.
Is that a fact?
Fact or not, that is to be determined. To hear the locals describe him, you could not lay your tongue to a wickedness he has not been at the forefront of. Drinking, dueling, gambling.
All manner of sins had been meat and drink to him since he was a boy almost.
You do not say. Well, I have a hankering to make the acquaintance of your squire. I may find that we are congenial spirits. I myself have indulged in a drink of rum punch and a roll of the dice in my time.
That night, Squire Ennismore, who always scoffed when his servant mentioned the stranger, took it into his head he would go down and meet this fellow. Grahame wrapped himself in a great coat, covered his head with his hat, and followed his father as he walked out towards the beach. The stranger came forward at the sight of them, took off his hat with a foreign flourish. Not to be behind in civility, Grahame lifted his own.
I have come, sir, to know if you were looking for anything and whether I can assist you to find it.
The man looked at the squire as if he had instantly taken the greatest liking to him and bowed deeply.
Is it the vessel that was wrecked you are distressed about?
There came no answer, only a mournful shake of the head. No.
Well, I haven't your ship, you know. It went all to bits months ago.
And as for the sailors, they are snug and sound enough in consecrated ground.
The man stood and looked at them with a queer sort of expression on his face.
What do you want?
Perhaps he does not understand you.
Now the squire had tried him in English and French, and then started speaking a language you'd have thought nobody could understand.
But what's this?
The squire talked on, and by faith, the language came natural to the stranger.
So that's where you are from, is it? Why could you not have told me so at once?
I think you know the reason why.
Well, of course. Well, if anything belonging to you went down with the vessel, it's about the head you ought to be looking for it, not here. Unless, indeed, this is after the brandy you are fretting.
You have that right. A drink is all I ask, and perhaps you have something special you would like to share with a stranger?
To drink? I certainly do. Come along, and you shall have as stiff a glass of punch as ever crossed your lips.
Fine. Very fine indeed. I should like to raise a glass to your health.
My health. Well, then you shall.
And will your son join us? Of that brandy? Not on your life.
In this life or the next, it makes a fine drink.
I'll see you at dinner, father.
Grahame turned and hurried off. In the process, a gust of wind blew his hat off his head. It rolled uneasily along the beach, coming to a stop near the waterline.
Come this way. We'll have us a tumble of brandy and talk about it.
And without more to do, off they went as sociable as you please, the stranger carefully holding Graham's hat. They jabbered together in some outlandish tongue that made folks' jaws ache to hear it. For weeks and weeks, the stranger and the squire drank and played cards together till cockcrow, talking and laughing into the small hours. This went on until the puncheon was near empty, and the squire had become almost as deathly pale as the stranger, looking older and thinner, with his flesh just wasting off him.
What do I know of the supernatural? More than I wish I did, that is for certain. And perhaps someday I will tell you about it, Brand. Perhaps someday I will. But for now, why do we not concentrate on settling your Aunt Lydia's affairs and returning you all to this family home?
You have been listening to The Ghost of Vauxhall Walk with Michael Cogan, Gregory Dwyer, Jason Greenwood, Maggie Hughes, John Martin, Carter McQueen, Kate Williams Olenski, and Sarah Jane Wing. The Ghost of Vauxhall Walk, adapted from short stories by Charlotte Riddell by Arnold Anthony Schmidt, directed by Julia Warren, and sound engineered by Raymond Menke and Julia Warren.